The Indianapolis mayor's race is getting more interesting. One candidate is getting out and another is considering getting in. Eyewitness News political reporter Kevin Rader has a look at how the choices before voters is changing. Kevin?
John, it really is. Now, neither here is a big surprise, but it sure makes things a lot more interesting today.
Reverend Charles Harrison and his wife Fawn seemed at ease as they walked into the Marion County Clerk's office to file for an exploratory campaign for mayor. 21 years as a public servant of Indianapolis under 3 different mayors, he says, has prepared him for a possible transition from the pulpit to politics.
But I feel like we ought not to have a coronation and political parties just select who they want us to vote for, but every citizen ought to have a right to jump in this race and be a voice for those who are not being heard.
On important issues like education, economic development, and public safety.
You know, when you look at what's happening in Ferguson, what's happening in Cleveland, you know, what's going on in New York, it really concerned me that we were talking about a police solution to dealing with the crime and the violence. And we know historically there have been problems with race and particularly black men and police. And I felt like that if we're really going to tackle this issue of crime, that it has to be more of a holistic approach.
About an hour later, State Representative Ed Delaney announced he was pulling out of the race, deciding instead to accept an appointment to the powerful House Ways and Means Committee, where he says he can work on issues affecting the city.
Well, why we don't have enough police officers, why we don't have enough money for preschool, why our streets are a mess. I'll do it here. I'll do the best I can. I'll work with both parties and see if I can't move the city forward in that perspective.
That leaves Democrat Joe Hogsett as the lone announced candidate for mayor. He released a statement about Delaney's decision saying, quote, his leadership at the State House is invaluable, and I look forward to partnering with him to make Indianapolis a safer and more prosperous city. The Hogsett campaign did not comment on Reverend Harrison.
Well, if I decide to run for mayor, I'm going in to win.
Reverend Harrison says he'll spend the next month listening to the people and decide next month whether to run or not. I asked him today if he would declare a party. He says that will come once he decides whether or not he will run. Republicans are still trying to find a candidate. Mayor Ballard is not running for re-election. Kevin Rader, Channel 13, Eyewitness News.